Summertime, you're on ABC Queensland. Susan with you this morning. Thanks for being with me. I wonder, when you were a teenager, were you allowed to watch the movie Jaws? Can you believe that it was released 50 years ago? The film has left a legacy on many levels, including psychologically, meaning some people will not go near the water at all. Psychology consultant and author Dr. Jo Lukens is with me now. Good morning.
Good morning, Susan.
What made Jaws such a landmark in horror and film industry, do you think?
Oh, I think it was one of those first true summer blockbusters. I know we'd had some scary films before, it was Psycho and various other ones, but it really was that story of, it was suspenseful in terms of the storytelling. It was groundbreaking with the special effects. And I think its impact on audiences really was immediate. Like you said, made some people afraid of the ocean, not just then, but continues to this day. So we know that the legacy of the film really endures because it taps into some of those universal fears that humans have.
Yeah. So why do scary movies like Jaws affect us so deeply?
You've only got to think about what happens to you mentally and physically when you watch a movie like that. It really triggers what we consider to be our fight or flight response. So it causes physical changes in us. Our heart rate goes up, the adrenaline kicks in, and even though we know we're safe on the lounge room chair or we're safe in the movie
under
theatre,
the blanket.
That's right, or behind the chair in my case, we know that our brains really react to that suspense and danger as if it was real. So I think that lasting emotional experience we have leaves that impression and can influence our behaviour long after the credits have rolled.
I played a little bit of a similar sound to what many will associate with Jaws. How do filmmakers use things like sound and those visuals to really ramp up that fight or flight response for us?
Yeah, they do such a great job, don't they? Because our senses respond to that. That's what's kept us alive for all of these years. And so it's really part of our basic functioning as humans is to be able to respond to that. The filmmakers, they use everything, the suspenseful music, the sudden noises, and even though you know that someone's just about to jump out of the corner or the shark's about to appear, we know it's coming, but it still seems to frighten us when it happens. So it's that combination of what we see and what we hear and those particularly powerful images as well. So that theme of Jaws is really iconic in terms of how to put people on edge and make people feel a bit vulnerable.
Yes, it's been doing it for generations and generations. You're hearing from psychology consultant Dr. Jo Lukens. Now, some people are really keen for a scary movie. Can watching scary movies have any benefits?
Apparently, not for me, I don't think. So I'm going to have to put my own biases aside here. But we do know that fear in a controlled setting, some people even almost describe that as therapeutic. And certainly you often find that people will come together in terms of watching these movies. It can be very much a shared experience. People love the thrill and the adrenaline. So for some people, it depends on our personal history, our sensitivity to how anxious we might get. But we certainly know those social influences can shape whether we seek out or we avoid those scary films.
Can we use it to help us maybe avoid having a fear of something, or maybe it's the complete opposite? Can we use it as a tool?
We could do it. It's very much individualised because what we see in some of these movies is it really does remind us of our instincts and potentially can show us different things, show us what we can navigate. So we know when it comes to fear, sometimes having some experiences with the things that worry you. So if we go with something completely different, like public speaking, you don't overcome your fear of public speaking by never doing it. So we know that exposure to things can be helpful for us. And some people do find it really therapeutic to watch some of these scary films.
Maybe not watching Jaws, though, if you have a fear of sharks already.
Yes, I was going to say it's probably only going to further exacerbate it, I would suggest. So I can't speak for everyone, but that's probably not the treatment you would see.
Yes, I'll take that on board. Psychology consultant and author Dr. Jo Lukens, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Good to chat with you, Susan.
Thank you. Jaws, even 50 years on, it's still making an impact, still so iconic in many of our minds. Thanks so much for being with me this morning.